Welcome everybody to today where we celebrate the Tuesday of Holy Week. And if we are to pay very close attention to the gospel, notice that this gospel can be heard from Palm Sunday. But although it is not the same exact gospel that we heard from Palm Sunday, but it highlights one of the most important themes to which all of us here needs to take into consideration, and that is our faith. And as we all know, Judas Iscariot is the one that betrayed Jesus, and Simon Peter is the one that's going to deny Jesus 3 times. And so, how do we continue to relate to Judas Iscariot and Simon Peter? Throughout the course of our life, we can at times be like Judas Iscariot when we continue to follow our own ways to the extent that we let these ways continue to dominate all of us. And when we are dominated by our own set of pleasures, then it really takes us away from the relationship to which we establish here with our Lord Jesus Christ. And so in reality, if we continue to not follow God's command, if we continue to really turn ourselves away from Jesus, that is when all of us here are going to be considered in trouble. And Jesus continues to remind all of us to stay vigilant, to continue to follow Christ, so that each and every one of us here are going to be able to really find happiness towards the very end. For Easter is coming, but yet we are still in the season of Lent. And all of us need to prepare our hearts so that the Lord can continue to speak to each and every one of us. Because otherwise, if we don't do that, then we are going to struggle through a series of consequences, just like how it is directly stated that Satan has entered him the moment that Jesus handed him the morsel, which was the temptation. And all of us have struggled through these temptations, as throughout the course of our life, there are satisfactions that go into play. In other words, all of us have our likes and dislikes. And if we do not choose the right path, but we indeed fall for the tricks that the devil try to place upon all of us, that is when all of us are going to continue to fall apart. And sometimes we can also classify as Peter, the one who continues to deny Jesus 3 times. Because despite ourselves trying to keep up with the faith, there are times where we are going to be lost. We continue to deny our faith to the extent that we really are trying to abandon Jesus. And so what exactly did Jesus come to tell all of us in today's Holy Gospel? Wherever I go, you cannot come. And so why did Jesus say, wherever I go, you cannot come? That is one of the lines to which it really startles all of us. Why can we not come with Jesus wherever he goes? And the answer is very, very plainly simple. If each and every one of us doesn't take the time to really follow Jesus, then when it comes time to say, where we continue to say, Lord, Lord, please help me follow Jesus, we are already going to be falling apart. And because of that, we have to struggle through a series of consequences. And so each and every one of us here today are called to continue to follow Jesus so that we don't fall for the temptation, but we instead continue to love others the way God continues to love each and every one of us. And when we continue to do that, that is when we come to realize that we are in closer relationship with our Lord Jesus Christ. And so today, Jesus wants to remind each and every one of us here about keeping up with our faith, so that if our faith continues to strengthen, we can continue to believe. And once we continue to believe, we can really continue to follow Christ himself, especially as we continue to prepare for the life for yet there is to come.